My name is Annie, and I'm quite sure I've seen all of you in the office from time to time. But first, I'd like to ask if any of you wash your own clothes, or do you help pot? It was a pot that sat so high from the ground. They would save the fat and the oil from cooking. They would use water and a chemical called lye. This lye was a white crystal substance. They would make a fire under the wash pot. They would put water, the fat, and the lye. They would stir it. Once they start cooking, start boiling, they would stir it, and they would get to a nice color and a certain texture. And after several hours of cooking this mixture, they would take the fire from the pot, they would cover it with the board, and they would leave it for a few days. This stuff will become to a gel. After it hardened, they will cut it up into chunks or to blocks. They will distribute among themselves. So we use this for washing. And mostly in the South, Monday was the wash day. So we would gather in the backyard early on a Monday morning with the fire and the wash pot, water, and this lye soap. They would put the white clothes in the wash pot. After the water starts boiling, you know, like you have your washing machine today, and the prongs in the washing machine would take the clothes. But we would use a large stick to pound those clothes, to get them clean, and to wash them. After about an hour washing the clothes, we would take them out of the wash pot, we would take them to the wash bench, which is a long bench that had about 3 tin tubs. One tub was for washing with the washboard. The second tub was for rinsing, and the third one for rinsing also with the liquid called bluing to help make the clothes whiter. Now, only the white clothes would go into the wash pot because the colored clothes will fade and you would have a tub of bad looking clothes. So after washing the clothes, we would take them to the clothesline, which is a long wire that was held up with 2 big sticks. We would hang the clothes up on the line, we would push up the stick in the middle, and the sun and the wind would dry the clothes. But today, when I wash clothes, I use a washing machine, a dryer for drying, and I would use spray starch for spraying. But in those days, we made our starch. It was a white chalky substance where they would boil it with water till it become to a paste. And according to how stiff you wanted your clothes, you would dilute the starch with water. But today we have spray starch. So that was my experience as a young girl growing up in the South and washing clothes. So thank you for allowing me to come in your classroom and tell you my story.
Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask Annie?
Yeah.
Did the boys also wash clothes or just the girls?
Everybody, even the neighborhood families, you know, we help everybody wash the clothes. Okay? Yeah.
Was it like a couple of did you wash your own clothes? Like the children wash their clothes too?
Well, everybody would pitch in and wash everybody's clothes. It was a family thing.
Oh.
Everybody helped. Okay. Yeah.
Was it hard to tell one person's clothes from the other person?
Was it hard to tell? No, because everybody knew their own clothes. We knew what we wore, so we all had our own clothes. But it was done as a family group. Everybody knew what the clothes were. Okay.
How big was the pot again?
The pot was very large. It was a big cast iron pot that set was so high from the ground because you had to build a fire under the pot.
Where would it be?
In the backyard. Everybody had it in the backyard. But today, they still have those iron pots, but they're in the front yard and they use them for flower beds now. Okay? Yeah.
You said the thing, the stuff turned into a jello?
To a gel. It would harden into sort of like a gel. Yeah.
You said the thing, the stuff turned into a jello?
To a gel. It would harden into sort of like a gel. But then they would cut it. No, not a gel. What I want to say, not a gel. like a brick, yeah, and then they would cut it up and they would distribute it among themselves.
Yeah, but afterwards, did you like put it in the water and then would it like melt again?
Yeah, when we wash the clothes in the wash pot, we put it in the water, sort of melt again. We get the clothes very, very clean. But on the washboard, it was hard, and they would just rub the clothes with that and use it for the washboard.
So you would make one batch of that stuff every week?
No, but about twice a year they would make that. About twice a year, because the pot was so large, it was big enough to make a whole batch, and it would last about almost a year and a half, a year, whatever. Okay.
Where did this take place again?
Wilson, North Carolina. It's in the southern part of the states. Okay.
Did you wash your clothes like once or twice a year, or?
No, we washed it every Monday. Every Monday was washed it. The soap was made about twice a year, but we washed clothes every Monday. There was the wash day. Okay.
How old were you when you started?
I guess I was about your age. About your age. But by the time I graduated from high school, we had a washing machine by that time. But I remember it's about your age, we did wash clothes in the backyard. Okay.
Would you use that same soap to wash yourself?
Wash myself? But you know, sometimes we did. We did wash that ourselves with that soap sometimes. It was very strong, but we did sometimes use it for bathing and washing dishes. Okay.
Where did this take place?
In Wilson, North Carolina. Any more questions? Okay.
Did you think it was fun washing the clothes?
At that time, it was fun because everybody was in the backyard. We had fun doing that. It was not a chore, like a hard work. But look back today, I prefer washing clothes like we do today. Okay.
All day.
No, it didn't take that long. The biggest part was when we was washing the clothes in the wash pot. It took longer doing that because we had to make sure those clothes were clean. But once that chore was over, it didn't take long at all because it was like an assembly line. Everybody did what they wanted, the thing to do. Okay. Yeah.
You have to pay.
Pay? Pay?
Yeah.
No, because we did it ourselves. No.
How many people in that family that all wash?
Well, I had, it was 7 of us, but then I had 4 brothers and 3 sisters. But then there were the other neighborhood children that had cousins also. So we all would chip in, everybody would help.
Did you ever learn how to make soap?
I never did because the chemical was very strong. We were not allowed to touch it because, it would take the skin off you. So it was very, very strong. So we were not allowed to touch the lye.
Were there instead of washing any other fun things that you did?
And other fun things? Well, there was a lot of things. We made sure the yard was clean with a rake. We did things like taking the watermelon seeds and try making a watermelon patch, but they didn't grow that well. We had gardens, vegetable gardens. We grew in the backyard, and we had pecan trees. So there was a lot of things in the South that was really, really good.
Was it pretty out there? Pretty out there?
Oh yeah, it was very nice. It was outside. It was always warm most of the time. A lot of trees, grass, very open space. Okay.
How many people did it take to make the soap?
Well, it really didn't matter because it was just the ladies in the neighborhood. They would get together with their grease buckets, and as many as they wanted to, share this batch of soap. That's how many it took.
And how long did it take to make the soap?
I guess about 5 or 6 hours because it had to boil and had to cook and had to get to a certain texture. Okay.
Were other houses close, or did you have a big area all to yourself?
Well, some of the houses were close, but then some had large yards and there was space between the houses. Okay.
How old were you when you moved?
When I moved to New York, I was 17. I had graduated from high school and I was 17 years old when I came to New York. Okay, Tamika? Tamika?
Was it your mom who made the soap?
Excuse me, my grandmother and some of the ladies from the neighborhood.
Did she make 2 or 3 at the same time?
It was just a big pot of soap, and they would cut it up. Once it was done, they would cut it up and they were divided among themselves. Okay.
What did the soap like smell like?
Oh, it didn't have a bad odor. It was I don't remember what it smelled like, but I know it didn't have a bad odor. It had a clean, fresh odor to it. It didn't have any fragrances, you know, like we have soap today, like Dove and Dow. It didn't have any sort of fragrance.
What was the texture of the soap?
It was hard. Once it gotten hard, it was hard. But it melts easily when they put it into hot water. Okay.
I have two questions. Was soap like rough on the type or?
No, it was smooth. It was nice and smooth. Very smooth. Okay.
How did the fat soap wash the clothes?
You know, I think once it mixed it with the fat and the water, and it became a nice texture, I think the lye sort of cut the fat. Okay.
What kind of fat was it?
It was fat from cooking, like you fry chicken or fry some other thing, like you trim the fat from the meat. That was kind of fat it was. Okay.
Did you make anything? Was the soap made out of anything else?
Just the water, the fat, and the lye, the chemical. Yeah, those three things.
Just one more question, Joe.
Where was the day they didn't have washing machines?
Well, they always had some type of washing machines as far as I remember, but it was the kind that they have today. They're being updated. Because I remember that when after graduating from high school, the kind we had, it would wash the clothes, but it had a wringer. We had to put the clothes through this wringer to wring them out, to dry them out.
Did you have any
Pets?
pets?
Yeah, we had a dog and a cat. Yeah.
Did the animals like sort of help? Did like maybe a dog or a cat like help? Like they could like push the pot.
No, they did not. No. But it was fun. It was fun those days. And the clothes smelled so nice and fresh from washing and drying them from the outside. They smell much better than they do today. Although we do have a different sort of fragrance in the soap powder and the fabric softener, but it still smells fresher from washing them outside. Okay.
Did you make any other things like soap? Purity?
Well, I remember my grandmother canning food, like fresh vegetables and fresh fruits. They would can them for the winter time.
You said you and all your brothers and sisters lived together?
Yes, we did. Well, we did not. The cousins didn't live together. They lived nearby. But we were very close. We had a big house. Yes, we had a very large house. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I think
Were you the only one who moved to New York?
No, my family's here now. All my family's here. Yes, yes.
Did you ever do like that then?
I don't think so. I don't think so, but I would love the smell of the clothes from hanging them outside. I love that. It was nice and fresh. I would love that. But I don't think I want to go out in the backyard with the wash pot and the wash tub. No. Yes.
You said that had a chemical?
The lye. It was the lye that was used with making the soap with the fat and the water.
It was a chemical.
Lye is a chemical. Yes, it is.
Did it like make you itch or something when you
Well, I was not allowed to touch it because it was very, very strong.
when you wash the clothes? Did it like
No, because it had been diluted with the fat in the water, so it did not. Because sometimes we were bathed with that soap, but it didn't make you itch after it was made into soap. No. Okay.